So if we wan cut senator top, the first thing to consider na to get your measurement accurately first from your customer. So the first thing to consider, the measurements wey we go take first of all na our length, the chest, the shoulder, the sleeve, the round sleeve and the neck. To begin our measurement, the first thing wey we go do na to fold our material into 4 with the chest measurement. The chest measurement for this particular person so na 44. So when you divide 44 into 4, e go give you 11. Then plus 2 inches, which is 1, 2, e go give us 13 inches. So wetin you go take fold your material into 4 na you go fold am with 11 then plus 2 inches, which will give us 13. So after that, the next thing to do na to take your length. Our length for this particular measurement so na 38. 38 plus 6 inches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, e go give us 44. This 6 inches wey we add so na because of the length of the top, because later we go drop the shoulder, we go minus something for the shoulder later. So na it make us add 6 inches. Una no worry, when we reach that stage I go explain. So once we don get our length na plus the 6 inches, which is 44, you mark am for the 2 places. Then you take ruler am straight. Now they understand so after this, the next thing to do na to measure come this rough side of your material. So you measure 6 inches. As you measure your 6 inches so you slant am to your normal length. So this slanting na because of the shoulder. So you know say our normal human being, the shoulder not dey straight. So you just slant am make e for fall so that the cloth go get fitting. So after this, so you go cut out wetin you don rule. So you take scissors, cut am out. So you cut am out like this. So after you don separate am from the material, the next thing wey you go do na to open this rough side. You open am so that the thing go give you 2 different parts. You see am so. No forget say when you dey measure, always make sure say the folded side dey for where you dey, so that in case of incasity, make you no make mistake. That is when you dey cut now, for example, no keep your material like this. Always make sure say where you dey fold from dey where you dey like this. So the next thing to do now na to open the 2 materials. Automatically now, one of this one now go become the front, then the other one go become the back. So you remove that one, this one now go become the back. And you place this other one on top, put am on top this other one. This one now go become the front. Remember say when you dey fold your material, you fold am from with the back, so that any write up wey you dey do on top go dey for the back. When you no mark front of your material, because that is not professional. So once you don get am like this now, the next thing for us to do so na to come back to this place, this area here when we slant to measure 4 inches like this. You measure another 4 inches, then you come this end. You notice say na see as I take bend the tape so so that you go follow that same slanted shape. Then you put your ruler, then you roll am make e dey straight. And after you roll am so, wetin you go do na to take scissors cut this part comot. So una see am. So this thing wey we cut comot so, na because of say we wan drop the shoulder come front. Na im be the excess of that 6 inches wey we put before. So once you forget, you make mistake no put that 6 inches, na im be say when you comot this thing from this 4 inches wey we comot from the front, so e go short your length, the actual length, which our length for this case so na 38. You no go come get reach 38 again. You fit dey get, after folding, you fit dey get something like 36. So e dey very necessary say you add that 6 inches when you dey measure the length from the beginning. So the next thing wey una go do na to take the neck measurement. The neck measurement for standard measurement for adult na 2.5 for the width, then the depth na 4 inches. Then you roll am. This measurement, why we dey take am like this na because of say when you take am, e dey very necessary say the neck no dey too big or dey too small, so that in case of incasity, you go fit trim. In case the neck no reach, you fit trim the neck to the customer neck. Because if you use anything wey dey more than 2.5, e fit condition you wey be say the neck fit come dey too wide, wey you no go fit adjust later. So based on say we go pipe the neck of this senator, the standard neck measurement wey we dey use na 2.5 by 4. Then for children, wetin we dey use na 2 by 3. So after the neck measurement, wetin we go take na the shoulder. The shoulder for this measurement na 19. So the shoulder measurement, they divide am by 2. So when you divide 19 by 2, it will give us 9.5. Then plus ½ inch for joining of your sleeve, to take join the sleeve to the top. So you add am. No forget to, because it is very necessary. Then the next thing we will go take na the armhole measurement. The armhole for this case, wetin we go use na 9.5. No worry, we go make video on how we take dey get our armhole very soon. Then you rule straight. So automatically now this place don become your chest. Then in order for you to get your half length, wetin you go do na to take 6 or 7 inches from your chest line down. For taller people, I dey use 7, but for average people, I dey use 6. So you mark 6, then you roll am straight. So the next thing wey I dey do for here na to take my folding measurement, of which I go just take 2 inches from here. You mark am. So this one now na your folding. So for this case now, for us to determine the slit, where your slit go dey, because this particular native now go get patch pocket for the side. So how I take dey determine my own be say, I don do my calculation automatically. Instead of me now trying to locate where the pocket go dey, I go just measure 3.5 from this line of the waistline. So mark am. Then from this line, you take 8 inches for the depth of the pocket, because my patch pocket dey as deep as 8 inches. So automatically na here my pocket go stand, then na here the pocket go end. So this place now go become where my slit go dey. So I go just draw am. So this measurement dey work for everybody, despite the size, because e go help you maintain the pocket for this same particular point, instead of you now try to guess where the pocket go dey, whether na here or up. So once you take 3.5, from this your waistline, then you take 8. If you want make the pocket dey smaller, like smaller people, you fit use 7 for the depth of their pocket, so your slit line no go change, you go maintain that same point. But this man dey slightly big, so that's why they use 8 for the depth of the pocket. So after we get this line, we don get all our line, our chest line, our waistline, and the slit line. So the next thing to get na to measure your chest. So as we take talk for the beginning, our chest na 44. So if you divide 44 by 4, it will give us 11. So 11 plus 1 for your sewing allowance will give us 12. So same thing, we bring am down to this point now. In order for the cloth to get fitting, we dey measure the chest separate, then we dey measure this waistline separate, so that e go get small shape, make e no just dey straight like patapata cloth. So if we measure this place now as 12, we go just come here minus half inch from the 12, na be 11 and a half. So here now go be 12, here go be 11 and a half. Then this point of your pocket now, due to say na the hip line, e dey bigger than your chest, so we dey add extra 0.25 to this measurement. Instead of to bring down this 12 and a half, 12 here, we go add an extra half inch again, which is 12 and a half, so that you go get enough space for the side, so that when the person wear the cloth, e no go tight am for the hip. So what you need to do now na to join the guidelines together. You join here for the shape, for here to increase am by extra half inch, so that when the person wear am, you go give am space, but e no go tight because of the pocket. So you get. So this one now wey remain now, na im be for our slit. Me, I no dey like slit wey dey too wide, so this one now don reach me, at least 1 inch don reach me for my slit. So your armhole, you go draw the armhole. So na im be this so. So na im be this so. You don get the front. So the next thing for us to, as we don get the body, so the next thing for us to cut now na the sleeve. So for the sleeve, for you to get the folding of your sleeve, na the armhole measurement, which for this case of this particular senator, wetin we use for the armhole na 9 and a half. So when you wan fold for the sleeve, wetin you go do na to add either half or 1 inch to your folding. So that is, if you cut your armhole now with 9 and a half, wetin you go add na either half or 1. So I prefer 1 just to be sure. So wetin we go take fold this sleeve now go be 10 and a half. You measure, when you go check and you see say na 10 and a half. So the next thing for you to do na to draw a straight line for down. Once you don get this your straight line, na to cut am comot. So after that, the next thing wey we go do na to measure. You go decide your folding allowance. Most people dey like make e wide well well. Most people no dey like make e wide. But me, I dey like make my folding dey big, so I dey use up to 3 inches for the folding of my sleeve. So as we don get our folding, so this is 10 and half, 10 and half. So wetin you go do na to decide whether you like big bold folding or slim folding. But for native, I dey advise people to use bold folding, because if your body dey very tiny, e go be like say na long sleeve wey dem cut to short sleeve. So I dey like make the folding dey bold, because that bold folding dey give am one fine fitting like that. So but this particular sleeve na 3/4. So the measurement for our 3/4 length na 18 inches. So this 18 inches, so we go come add half inch. This half inch wey we dey add so na for our joining allowance wey we go take join am to the top. So once you mark am 18 inches, 18 and half, you come this other side, you mark am again 18 and half. If you like, you fit use ruler rule am make you get straight line. Then from this point, so wetin you go do na to take 6 inches for the depth of the sleeve. So once you take the 6 inches, so na to come carefully draw your sleeve, the curves to meet this point. You see am so. So the next thing to do so na to decide your round sleeve. Our round sleeve na 14 and half inches. So 14 and half divided by 2 na be 7.2, then plus 1, 8.2. So you mark am, you just pinpoint am. Then from here you draw. Then for this particular area of the sleeve na 14 inches, which is 7. So if you add am maybe 1 inch or even 1.5, you know me. Whatever thing na just to guide you. So once you don get am like this, so na to use scissors cut am out. Very simple. Come notch am small. Now you go know where your folding from start. So the next thing for us now to cut na the yoke. Una know wetin yoke be? Yoke na be that back facing, that thing wey you dey see for back of native, for the back. So na dem dey call the yoke. Some people dey call am the back lining. That thing, that back lining too strong for me. So na yoke I take know am. So na to fold your material into 2. Most importantly, when we wan cut yoke, e dey necessary say the yoke dey go towards the other side of the material. That is, if for example you cut the material, e for dey easy like say we dey work with material wey be stripe. But if material wey you dey cut with, maybe you cut the body like this, e dey very necessary say you turn am towards the other area when you wan cut the yoke. Why? Because when you cut am like this, e dey make the material go dey more relaxed when you wan fold. Because materials on its own get some kind ways wey dey take dey cut them. Each material get, some materials dey stretch, some materials the line dey go this other way. So most times e dey necessary say you cut the yoke according to this other area, so that when you dey sew, if na material wey dey draw now, like the once you cut am the wrong way, when you dey match the yoke, e go dey stretch. So that is why we dey cut am from this other angle. So wetin you do na to comot the front, take the back, place am like this, with this way wey you take fold for the yoke. So place am, make sure say e dey equal for this sides. Then you cut to the shape of the neck. Give am small allowance, so that in case if na some material wey dey shrink, When you iron the yoke now, before you know, e go shrink. If you cut am equal with the this thing now, e go shrink, come dey smaller than the shirt itself. So for yoke measurement, I dey see some people senator the back yoke dey nearly wan enter where the armhole dey. So that thing dey give the back one funny look. So the idea with the yoke be say the yoke no suppose dey too long and e no suppose dey too small, because smaller yoke dey work more for button down shirt. So the measurement for the yoke wey I dey like use na 10 inches. And this 10 inches, you go take am from this highest part of the shirt here. Take am, you go mark am. So remember say this 10 inches wey you take, so the folding dey included. So at least you fit fold up to 1 inch. But if you know say you wan get like 2 inches folding, you fit cut am with 11 inches. Then when you fold am, so that e go dey very bold, but at least make e no pass 9 inches. Because once yoke dey smaller than this, so e go make am be like say when the person look am from back, e no go too get fine fitting. For my own opinion o. So but e dey okay like this. So I think na everything be that. So we don get the front, the back, the yoke, and the sleeve. So na so we take dey cut our kaftan.